What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro card figures, and all three of these were exclusives. So first we have Venom, which was a Walmart exclusive. That looks pretty cool. So we have Venom, but looks pretty new on a nice big body, but classic look for Venom. Looks really cool. And of course on the retro card, so we have the retro card design like from the 90s. We got Venom there pictured on the side with Sinister Symbiote labeled there. And if we spin around, we just get sort of pictures, can switch out the heads and hands, and the additional picture and a little bit of storyline there for Venom, so that's pretty cool. Then we also have Carnage, so of course Venom and Carnage go good together, and a nice new Carnage here. Again, looks like a reuse of that body we got before, but has probably a different head, and of course we'll do a comparison stuff, but looks relatively the same again on the nice retro card there with all extra little accessories to go with him. And then finally we have Prowler, which is a Walmart exclusive as well. Oh, and by the way, Carnage was a Target exclusive, but then we get Prowler, so it looks pretty nice for Prowler there. Looks pretty cool with pneumatic knuckles as it's labeled, so looks pretty nice for him as well. So very nice for all three of these figures, and of course we'll compare them to the ones we've had in the past and see what's new and different, but overall all three look really cool, so I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with the Walmart exclusive Venom. Of course, we know it's Eddie Brock, so nothing new there, but this is a pretty cool figure. We've had this before, and I'll show you that comparison. We just get some minor differences, probably some better paint maybe. It's hard to really tell. It looks like we do have some of the white already sort of scraping on with black showing underneath, unfortunately. But with Venom, we know that Eddie Brock was bonded with a symbiote and had a hatred for Spider-Man, so Eddie becomes Venom and sets out for revenge. And so, like I said, looks cool here, looks pretty nice. We've had it pretty much all before. It's a nice bigger body here. Looks pretty good overall for that. We do have all pins, so not pinless yet on this figure, but looks good overall just in the all black. Has the nice white spider. Of course, since it came from Spider-Man onto Eddie, it still has the spider logo there and the white on its chest and back. And then he's got the white like squares or designs there on his hands as well. And then he's got the big Venom-like tongue, so this head came automatically on it. Looks pretty nice with the big white eyes and then the mouth with all the teeth and that big tongue sort of sticking out going around there, which we've already had before. And again, I will show you all that. So it's nothing really new. Like, it's probably just that it looks like some of the colors are different, like better looking design for it, but nothing really new is going on here. But we can do its movement, so his head will twist all the way around. And you can look down that far and then up just about that far. So it is on a dumbbell joint, so you don't get a whole lot of range, unfortunately, but it's not bad for what it's got. The shoulders come up to 90 with that butterfly joint, so it goes back and forth there, so pretty nice range. And we'll rotate all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint. That'll bend up that far, which isn't bad at all. The wrist will twist all the way around and can hinge back and forth. Then we can go to the ab crunch, so he'll crunch back and forth and twist all the way around there. So he's got the upper floating crunch and then the lower built-in crunch as well. So you can crunch further forward and further back there, so you can get nice crunching back and forth there all together. Then the hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. We get the thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to the back, which isn't too bad, not all the way though. And then we go down to the foot, that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. So yeah, nothing really new or out of the ordinary with this Venom, still works about the same. So nothing crazy, but has pretty good range for what it is, for a bigger muscly guy and stuff. Still pretty decent range. And I just really like the look having this bigger, larger Venom. Of course, not the biggest Venom we've had, but it's just nice for the design, nice, easy, basic Venom to fit into any collection. Now for accessories, he does come with an additional head, so we get a head without the tongue, so we can switch this out. So there's that head, and again, basic, easier Venom to put on the shelf with just about anything. And then he comes with additional hands as well. So of course we get the fist hands, since he's got the claw-like hands on already. We get the fists that go along with it. Now, as I said, we've already had this figure before, so here is that. The only difference is that this doesn't have like the holes in the shoulders, where this one has the holes filled in with the little stuff coming on, the little symbiote, like tendrils and stuff coming off the back, which I do like that a lot, but the bodies at least look exactly the same, built on the exact same body reuse there. You can see different designs with the hands, but everything else about it is going to be pretty much the same, except for the face. So this one came with a partially unmasked or uncovered, whatever you want to call it, head of Eddie Brock, so we can see his unmasked head there, which is fine. I mean, I like this just so we can see Eddie under there, but of course having a full Venom is more what I'd prefer. Now the one thing though that is also similar between them is that we get that extra head with the tongue. So here's the one from the new one, here's the one that came with this other body, so you can see they changed the colors of the tongue. So this one's like more pink and I'd say more realistic, where there's a lot more red going on it, which of course matches the design there that goes with that. But the heads are complete reuse, just repainted, and them and the teeth are now all yellow compared to the white and everything. So either one isn't bad, I don't really care. It just depends, like if you want the red, this stick out more, want more realistic with the pinkish color tongue and stuff there, but they just go with that, so you can pick and choose whichever one you want. Now I do like the extra little tendrils coming off the back. I wish this Venom had those as well, but everything else about it, either one isn't bad. It's just sort of designed. Do you want the full regular head like this version of Venom, or do you want one possibly showing the tongue sticking out, or the Eddie Brock head showing? So you can pick and choose between all of those, but either way still looks pretty nice. Really like this Venom. It's a nice good one, especially for people that don't have it, although it was a Walmart exclusive, so it's not going to be the easiest to get or anything, but still looks really cool, and really like this design, and think overall it's a nice good basic Venom in a big body. And next up, we've got the Target exclusive Carnage, which is Cletus Cassidy. Now, he was a cannibalistic serial killer that bonds with a symbiote offspring of Venom to become Carnage. And of course, we've looked at Carnage multiple times before, and pretty much this version as well. I will bring in that older figure to show you. It is pretty much just an exact reuse. Again, like that Venom, maybe like some colors have changed, but he's pretty much got this all red base body. But it's kind of be hard to see, but you can see all sort of lines and stuff. So it's like all the muscle tissue. So it's like he's almost just complete muscle under there. But with the black, almost like Venom symbiote spread throughout, it looks pretty cool. It adds a nice texture because all that black is bumped up and everything, so feels all nice and bumpy and looks good. We get a basic Carnage head on there with a big mouth, so the mouth is open wide with the teeth. Looks pretty gnarly and crazy with the big white eyes, very similar to what Venom had, but just on a much smaller head. That's the thing, this body's going to be much smaller, so when we see it at the end, you'll see just how small he's, it's just like basic Marvel Legends figure height, so it looks pretty crazy there. Has the big claw hands, so with the big sharp claws there on his fingers, and then again that black symbiote sort of running over the top all the way down to the feet where he's got the claws as well, and then has these little tendrils sticking off his arms and legs, so it just looks pretty cool. But like I said, unfortunately we've already had this exact same figure before. But for movements, we get that'll twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so that one actually has a hinge joint in there, so you get much better range in the figure. Then we get the shoulders that come up to 90 with the butterfly. Doesn't really go as far, so not as much range, but still has that there. And it'll twist all the way around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow. That'll bend up that far, which isn't bad at all. Very close to bending all the way up on itself. The wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch, the ab crunch cut out in the center there. So crunch forward, crunch back. Not a whole lot of range, but nice crunching. And we'll twist all the way around at the waist. Then the hips will come up to 90, out to the side that far. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that'll bend up that far to back, not far from kicking his butt at all. We also get a shin twist on this figure, so that'll twist all the way around. And you have to be careful though with that shin twist, like from there the leg down is all kind of like rubbery, so it easily like gets bent and stuff, so you just gotta be careful with that. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth and twist side to side. Now I don't know, it's with this joint or whatever, like trying to twist, usually they twist, but it's kind of like locking in there, like it's got detents. So I do have some issues getting this figure to stand sometimes, just because his feet are getting hard to like get the line up and how they need to. So I do have some issues getting him to stand sometimes, so I have to mess around with his stances and get his limbs adjusted and stuff to get him to stand, unfortunately. But he still works out decently. It's just those legs that cause issues. Now, before I get to his accessories, I'll go ahead and show you that older Venom. So here's that Venom. Again, the exact same figure, so everything about it should be the exact same, just complete reuse, so that it does look like the colors. This one looks like a little bit darker red, and it almost seems like the black is more like all over, like spread out, at least to me. But if you look at them, it's in the exact same spots, the exact same shapes, like it makes and stuff. So it's not spread out more, it just seems like there's more black on it. And then, of course, this one came with that head with the spiral design on it, so the more modern design. It also came with this head as well, so you could choose either one, but now this one only comes with this head, so we can have the two different. So I have this version, I can't remember what it was called, but we can have this one permanently in this one, and this one just used as normal. And since we're here as well, this is the one we have been using as our comic, so pretty much an older body, looks almost like a Bucky Cap body, but basic design for him, just has the extra tendrils sticking off of it, and it's an all red base with just the black painted over the top, which I don't mind this design at all. I kind of like it as well, but just having this new one with the like bumps and stuff all over it does make it pretty cool. And then there we have the head comparisons there. So from the older design to now the new modern design with the creepy design to it. But for his accessories, we do also get a back tendril design. So we get this that we can plug into the back. So he's got the hole there that we can plug this into. So now he's got some tendrils sticking off of his back, and I love how they're like barbed and stuff. Looks pretty nice for that. And as usual for Carnage and his powers, he has the ability to form any of his arms into bladed weapons. So we get those bladed weapons, which we've seen before. So we get this big, sharp, like claw scythe looking thing. I don't know what you'd call it, but we can put this onto his hand. So you just peg it in. So let's put this on. So there he's got that big sharp blade that he can like swipe with there to chop off his head or stab with the point on it, whatever you want there. And then what's cool is he also comes with an axe hand, so it looks like a battle axe there. So that looks pretty cool. We can put this on the other hand. So there he is with both the weapons. I'm trying to get him posed up so where like he's swinging forward with the axe and then coming around the other side with the spike there. So if he doesn't hit you with the axe, he'll hit you with the scythe there. So that just looks pretty cool and crazy. So I love that they've been given the crazy weapons. The Carnages lately just makes them look more cool, crazy with their designs and stuff. And love that axe. I think that's new. We could have had it before and I'm just not remembering. But just overall, that Carnage looks awesome. Love the design overall for him. And then we have our last figure of the Walmart exclusive Prowler, which looks nice and is actually a newer body, so this time it's not just complete reuse. But Prowler is Hobie Brown, and he was working as a window cleaner when he got caught in a battle between Stiltman and Daredevil, and by this he became inspired by Stiltman's suit and decided to create his own secret identity and suit with wrist and ankle bracelets to hold cartridges of cleaning fluid along with steel claws and boots for climbing, so he can, still be a window cleaner just with an outfit based around that. But after he lost his job, he turned to a life of crime and he modified his bracelets to shoot pellets of gas and added a costume and a hood with a cape to become the villain known as the Prowler. So he looks cool here. Nice, awesome design. Like I said, this is actually a newer figure because we have an all pinless body, and especially compared to the older Prowler we have, you'll see that difference. But looks pretty good overall. So we get the head there of Hobie Brown, which of course, if you didn't know, Hobie Brown is also Spider-Punk. Of course, it's probably just different variation in time and stuff, but they have the exact same name, but looks pretty good there for him with the nice flat top design, because this does look more like the 90s animated series design. So he's got the 90s flat top and all that stuff. So it looks pretty good overall for that. But then we have his Prowler costume, so this all green costume, so green spandex from the neck all the way down to the boots. Then he's got the little Prowler design on his chest. Don't know if it's supposed to be anything specifically, but that's just part of his design there. It's even on his belt a little. But then he's got the cape, so he's got the purple cape that hangs off of his back, and then of course part of the neck that comes up, so when we put his mask on, it'll all blend in there together. And then got the purple belt, but in a nice metallic purple there around his waist, metallic gloves, again those cartridges that, like I said, originally held window cleaner fluid but now hold gases and stuff, along with those claws again, so he can climb up the walls to be able to clean the windows, is why he has those. So of course use them for villainry now in the metallic purple, and then similar with the boots, so we get the cartridges at the top of the boots and then basic purple on the boots there themselves, so not metallic for those. But overall just looks pretty good with this design. Pretty basic and simple, but looks good. A nice comic version of Prowler in an updated form to add to the shelf is what this is. But let's do the movement so the head can twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so a nice hinge in there, so good range with that. Then we get the shoulders that come up to 90. No butterfly joint for him, but it can rotate all the way around. Of course, hard with that cape, but it will rotate around there. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up that far, which isn't bad at all. We get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. Now, unfortunately, with these, they did not build them in like they've been doing more recently with like the X-Men with the straps like Cyclops and stuff. So these still flop around, so they can easily fall down and stuff, especially the boot ones are pretty annoying. They just sort of sit down around his ankles most of the time, but we get good range, nice easy movements there in the hand. Then we go to his ab crunch in the center, so crunch forward, crunch back. Again, love how they painted that on there, so even as you stretch out with that, it stretches out the design, so that's nice. And it'll twist all the way around at his waist. The hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. Thigh twist all the way around. The double knee joint, that's going to be stiff, but he can at least bend up that far to the back, so not the best, but he does have the extra little lips and stuff there around his more like baggier, looser outfit design, so get that extra material so it doesn't allow it to go all the way. Then we get the shin twist at the top of the boots, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. And as I said, those stupid cartridges just keep falling down. It's hard to really keep them up around his boots, so you'd have to almost like glue them in or something. So not the best, but not horrible either, so it works out pretty decently overall. But for accessories, he does come with his masked head, so we get the classic Prowler head. So it almost looks like Spawn to me, but in all purple with the black around the eyes and black in the center there. So let's switch that out. So there he's got the masked head, and I think that looks really cool. Love that design with the masked head. And he comes with additional hands as well, so we get some fist hands if you don't want the claws. But with being Prowler, I always got to have the claw hand, so that's always what I prefer. So there's Prowler all posed up, and we can bring in our older comic version. So here's what it looks like. So not much difference, just they changed a lot of the purple and of course upgraded the body body. So this was the older pin body. So now we have the pinless, and of course the cape will stick on him nice. This one just had the peg in the back, which this one may, but it's kind of molded around to the front of him. Doesn't really come up with this collar piece around him, so you can see much more of his face. So really like this Prowler design. Obviously with the hoodie, we can use it for any comic, any animated series, whatever we sort of want there, but just looks pretty cool in that design as Prowler. So very awesome to get this figure. Well, that's going to be it for our 3 Spider-Man Retro Card Marvel Legends figures of the Walmart exclusive Venom and Prowler and Target exclusive Carnage. So all 3 of these look really cool. Like I said, especially for Venom and Carnage, not necessary figures. Like the Venom, like I said, really like. I think I like this one more than the other, although it was cool to get the half like Eddie Brock had. I think that's cool, but just for a basic Venom, I like this one because I like the tongue design, you know, looking more realistic on this version. And then Carnage as well, I really like this just because I like it comes with the extra like hand weapons, although we've probably had these before, but just this Carnage body design with all the red on the outside of it, and then those weapons look cool. And then of course this Prowler is a much needed upgrade, nicer body, easier to pose around and all that sort of stuff, and just looks good overall. So all 3 are really good figures, but like I said, unfortunately with the Venom and Carnage, you could easily skip out on those unless you've missed out on the figures in the past that need them. But all 3 are really cool, and I would recommend them if you need them. But let me know what you thought of the 3 down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.